I mean, that's great to hear. I mean, I hear so many great things about, the Iranian people, especially how hardworking they are, and especially the younger people that are really looking forward to kind of opening themselves up to a bigger world, which is nice. So, I think that things are hopefully going to get a little bit better, coming in the next couple of years. So hopefully that goes well for everybody as well. I mean, tell me a little bit about working with your nonprofit. I think it's a really great initiative. It's something that we really need right now.
Okay, so the nonprofit that I work for in NIAC, the Iranian American Council, it's a political nonprofit. So I've gotten some backlash because in California, especially, there's a lot of misinformation that puts them as being in the mullah's pockets, which is objectively false. And you have some of the Shah's loyalists spewing those lies. But what working for NIAC entails is I've actually been, well, not promoted, but I've taken on the role of event organizer. So I've been looking to plan some events for live music and live stream events in the coming months in New York City. And the biggest mountain that we had to climb were the elections, right? We had the general election where I think my brother and I were number one phone bankers for the New York chapter and getting out the vote. And then we had the Georgia runoffs where we worked our asses off to try to make something make sense in this country again, right? At least from my perspective, I have family who's been across the ocean trying to get into this country for about 20 years now. And they've just been getting screwed over by the travel ban and all the political games that the presidencies before that had played. And now with the nuclear deal being spoken up again, maybe they can lift the sanctions, because what the sanctions have ultimately done is impoverish most of the country, right? Everyone's shopping basket is getting significantly smaller, and it's so much harder for them to even leave.
Yeah, and I think that people sometimes generalize you being from a certain country, meaning that you're always loyal to that country and you're loyal to their government. But, I mean, even me as an American, I don't always agree with the government. I have my problems with my government too. So I think sometimes people need to kind of lay off a little bit. And, being from another country coming into the United States to be able to be a part of this melting pot that's there. I mean, that proves that, they're looking for better opportunities and all that as well. So hopefully people get, I think we're starting to get to that point where, people are starting to kind of, realize that some people are kind of on the extreme end of things. So hopefully things, settle down for a little bit and we get more support from everybody, no matter what their nationality. So fingers crossed that comes across a lot more in the next couple of years. I know things have been kind of crazy the past couple, but hopefully, now that, hopefully everything kind of works out as it were. I mean, we're all in the same boat as it were as well. So we got this remix album coming out in July, which is really, really cool. The album, the new video for the number 4 video is already out as well. Music video out for that is out right now. And Love is the video out for that now too?
Not yet. The music video for that is actually going to be released on Friday, May 14th. And I've decided to put myself under a lot of stress because we're filming it on Saturday, May 8th. So I have 3 days to get a turnaround from the footage to the editing to the coloring to have it released ready. So I'm really excited to crumble under the pressure of a 3-day deadline.
How's it for you to shoot these videos? I mean, has it been fun? Has it been stressful? A little bit of both?
It's definitely a mix of both. I mean, because I'm signed to my own label and it's an indie label, a lot of the production falls on my shoulders. Because if it were a perfect world, right? If it was a major label, I would just show up to the day of the shoot. I would have my call sheet. I would do X, Y, and Z, and I would leave. And that would make my life 10 times easier. But because I'm the one doing the location scouting, finding the crew, going through the cast, finding the props we need, finding my weight, finding a drum kit that I could use, because those are hard to move around, it definitely adds up. But it's a lot of fun because once I'm on set, once everything is going well, then I can take a deep breath and I can focus on performing well for the camera. But until we're going, it's just thought after thought racing through my head about, I need a contingency for this. I need something for that. Let's hope this goes well.
And sometimes with a major label, they'll want to do it in a certain direction. They want to do the video in a certain direction. Having control, the artistic control of the video itself is really, really cool too. So I know that, that aspect of it, just brainstorming. I'm assuming brainstorming everything that you could do or whatever. for these songs. I mean, you probably have ideas in your head once they get those produced, right?
Oh, of course. I mean, for number 4, it was a very personal music video. We had plans for that 3 years ago, but they all fell through also because I wasn't confident in the mix of the track back then. And number 4 is written about my summer home growing up as a kid. My mom was in the city. My dad was in South Jersey working at a hospital. So I was in and out as a kid until they both relocated full-time to New York City. So that song is about the home that I used to know and the little neighborhood. And there's a massive elephant I forget how many stories. I think it's 3 stories high that looks over you on the beach. And that's where the chorus comes from. So that's why we had to use some archive footage. For And Love Is and the other upcoming music videos, I'm working with the director of photography who shot number 4. And she has some really good ideas. So being able to brainstorm with her and have creative freedom over that makes all the stress worth it.
Well, I mean, that's great to hear as well. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this year kind of heads out for you as well. I mean, obviously, you guys are already thinking about new singles coming out for the rest of the year and the remix album in July. Anything else coming up for you?
At the moment, not off the top of my head, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. Hopefully, we can have some live gigs and we can, in addition to the singles, maybe get some sort of a tour going, be it, in the New York area, be it across the country, just something to be able to share my music with humans out there.
Yeah. I mean, have you been out here to Vegas at all?
I've never been to Vegas. My brother and mom actually went out to Vegas, but I was in school that week. This was a couple of years ago. So unfortunately, I haven't.
It would be interesting. They do downtown Las Vegas does have concerts, and they have a lot of indie artists that do concerts down on Fremont Street. They have a stage up Fremont Street where they'll bring independent artists in. So maybe hopefully we can get you down here for that at some point. So fingers crossed on that as well. I would love to see you out here in Vegas as well. Where can people find you on social media?
That would be awesome. You can find us in social media at noihis-nomad, no apostrophes, NOUHISNOMAD. We are significantly stronger on Instagram, but we also do have a Facebook and Twitter. And we also have a link tree. Well, not a link tree, but a solo too, which is a little more aesthetically pleasing than a link tree, or so their ads say. But you could find us at solo.to/noihis-nomad as well.
Well, that's awesome. And like I said, check out all the new music for Nouhis-Nomads coming out. Check it out anywhere that you buy your music as well. And the album's out as well, self-titled as well. So you definitely check that out as well. Thanks a lot for joining us, and best of luck to you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You guys can check us out on Twitter at SWIV, and somewhere in Vegas on Facebook. You guys can also check us out on Instagram at SWIV Podcast. Make sure to subscribe and like on your favorite podcast catchers, even our home, Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio.com. You guys can also check us out on Alexa. All you have to do is ask Alexa to please play the latest episode of Somewhere in Vegas. With that in mind, we'll talk to you guys this next time. Remember, we drop podcasts every Monday and Wednesday, so you'll be able to catch up on everything. We're going to be having a busy couple weeks, so definitely check that out as well. With that in mind, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next time.